Hello everyone, I am Rameshwari Holkar and I am Center Head at Excel Civils Academy in Hyderabad. In these sessions, we are learning about India's river system. These sessions are very important for upcoming civil services examination as well as all the state services examination. If you have a geography as your optional subject, then these sessions will be very important for the paper 2 preparation as well. So, in the earlier classes, we have completed the rivers that originate from the Himalayan mountain range as well as from the central highland. This session and onwards, we are going to learn about the river that originates from the peninsular plateau. Those are river Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Pennar, Palar, etc. So let's understand about the river Godavari. River Godavari, it is India's second longest river after the river Ganga. That is the reason this river is called as a Dakshin Ganga. But we need to understand which all are their longest rivers in India as well as largest river in India as well. So the Ganga is the longest river, second is the Godavari river, then Krishna river, then fourth longest river is Yamuna and fifth is Narmada. So these are the top 5 longest river. Kindly remember all of these names as the top 5 rivers. But all of these rivers are confined into the region of India itself. That is a boundary of India itself. But the rivers, some of them originate in India and then they enter into other territory or other region. We have to study those rivers as well. So the longest river according to that is the first is the river Indus, then river Brahmaputra, third is river Ganga, fourth is river Godavari and fifth is river Krishna. If we consider the largest basin of the river, then largest basin is confined to the river Ganga, then second is the Indus river basin, third is a Godavari, Krishna and fifth is a Brahmaputra. So this information is very important for the preliminary examination. You can see and go through this map as well. Where is the river Ganga, Brahmaputra, river Indus, Godavari, Krishna, etc. So let's understand about this river Godavari. Now this river Godavari originates from the Western Ghat. We call it as a Sahyadri. From the Trambakeshwar, which is there in the Nasik district of Maharashtra. From where this Godavari originates and then it enters in the region of Telangana, finally in Andhra Pradesh, and ultimately it confluences with in the Indian Ocean in the Bay of Bengal. But this river has a multiple tributaries. The left bank tributary of the river Godavari is the Purna. Then there is a Painaganga, Vainaganga, Vardha, Indravati as well as Sabari. These are important left bank tributaries, and we consider the right bank tributaries. There are 3 important right bank tributaries. One is a Pravara, Manjara as well as Maner. So these are the right and left bank important tributaries of this river Godavari. You can see these tributaries of this river. So now let's understand where exactly they originate in this area. So as I told you that this river Godavari originate from this Western Ghat, Sahyadri, from the Trambakeshwar in the Nasik district. Then the river Purna is there. That Purna river originates from the Ajanta mountain range. Now Ajanta mountain range is just extension of the Western Ghat. Again, from this Ajanta mountain range in the western northern part of Maharashtra, another river originates, that is river Painaganga. So Painaganga and Purna, both of this river originate from the Ajanta mountain range from the Maharashtra. Then third river we have is a Vardha river, which originates from the Betul plateau from the Satpura mountain range in the Madhya Pradesh. Again, the fourth important river that we have is the Vainaganga river. This Vainaganga originates again from the Satpura range, but from the Mahadev hill range. From that Mahadev hill range from the Madhya Pradesh, this river Vainaganga originates, enters in the eastern part of Maharashtra, then it enters in the Telangana. But before entering into Telangana and confluencing with the river Godavari, other important right bank tributaries, that is the river Painaganga and river Vardha confluence with this river Vainaganga. All of these rivers, Vainaganga, Painaganga and Vardha, together known as Pranahita. Now this Pranahita river confluence in the region of Gadchiroli district of the eastern part of Maharashtra. Then this Pranahita enters in the region of Telangana. It creates a natural boundary between Maharashtra as well as Telangana. Then the river Indravati is there. This Indravati river originates to the western part of Eastern Ghat from the region of Orissa, and then it enters into the region of Chhattisgarh. In the Chhattisgarh, there is a Dandakaranya plateau from the Bastar region, Dandakaranya forest from the Bastar plateau, and then it ultimately enters in Telangana. But again, this river Indravati creates a natural boundary between three states, that is Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra as well as Telangana. So this Indravati river is very, very important and also a lifeline of this Dandakaranya forest. And the last important tributary that I have not shown you, but in the next series you are going to see that there is a Sabari river. Again, that river originates from the Orissa, from the western part of Eastern Ghat, and again confluence with the river Godavari. So these are the important left bank tributaries. If we consider the right bank tributaries, then there is an important river, that is a Pravara, which originates in the Western Ghat from the Maharashtra itself. The river Manjara is there, which originates from the Balaghat mountain range from the Maharashtra. Then it enters into Karnataka, and then ultimately it enters into Telangana. So there is a Nizam Sagar Dam which is constructed in the region of Telangana, which supplies the water to the city of Hyderabad as well as Sikandrabad, is located on this Manjara river. And the final river or the third right bank tributary is the Maner river. Again, it originates from the region of Telangana and it confluences with the Godavari in Telangana itself. So all of these are the left and right bank tributary of the Godavari. So if we consider the Godavari's catchment area, to the left side or the western side we have a Western Ghat. To the northern side there is a Ajanta mountain range, then Satpura mountain range, and then Mahadev mountain range. Those are important mountain ranges in the northern side. To the eastern side we have Eastern Ghat, and to the southern side there is a Balaghat mountain range from where this Manjara river originate. And ultimately this river confluence with the or in the Bay of Bengal. So this is very important about this river Godavari. These are the 7 states or 7 states catchment area through which this river flow. You can see in the map as well where exactly this river flows. The state of Maharashtra as well as Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka as well as Telangana. Through all of this area, this river basically flows. You can also see in this map these tributaries of this river Godavari. You can see the right bank tributary as I was mentioning about the river Pravana. Then there is river Manjara and there is river Manyar, or it is also called as a Maner. So these are the important left and right bank tributaries of the river Godavari. So if we consider the drainage basin, then the largest drainage basin in the tributary is the Pranahita river has the largest basin, and the shortest basin or the small basin is covered by the river Pravara. So that's it about the origin of this river Godavari, its flow, through which states it is flowing, why this river is called as a Dakshin Ganga, as well as its introduction part of these left and right bank tributaries. In the next classes, we are going to cover the left bank tributaries, right bank tributaries, as well as multiple types of questions. Stay tuned. Thank you so much.